And that's the news from the center. CABK strikers won the toss, elected to field first. We are about to witness the first exciting semi-final between CABK Vikings and CABK Strikers. Shahul Hamid, the bowler, to start the proceedings for CABK Strikers. That's the first wicket.
After 2, it's 14 for the loss of 1. After 3, it's 22 for 1. That's the wicket. Sudhish run out. New batter for the Vikings is Sachin B2. After 5, it's 57 for the loss of 2. Coming into ball is Shahul B3. After 6, it's 68 for the loss of 2. Test. Hello, hello, hello. A pleasant day here in the Greenfield International Stadium, Trivandrum, as we test, 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 test. Finally, yes, we are live from the Greenfield International Stadium, Trivandrum. This is the 10th edition of the cricket tournament for the blind, All Kerala Cricket Tournament for the blind, Nawaz Nizar Trophy. It's the Strikers versus Vikings. That's a beautiful shot and boundary for the Vikings. We had a bit of a technical glitch to begin with. Sorry for that. Apologies. The commentary was delayed a bit, but we are live and pumping now. Ball time. That is making his way back into the pavilion. They already lost the service of Ajesh pretty early in this innings, so the Strikers are absolutely over the moon right now. Two key batters back in the pavilion for the Vikings, and the Strikers are having a good day out there in the middle. A great start, and they're continuing with the momentum. Early wicket of Ajesh was lost in the game pretty early. Now Kamal makes his way back. Now Sharath Lal, B1, replaces Kamal. Jinish, the captain, getting rid of Kamal. Playing captain's impact innings with the ball is Jinish. Also will have to play a role with the bat. So B1 Sharath Lal is in. To those who are not aware, we have a special rule for the B1 in blind cricket, which is if a B1 player gets a single, it will be multiplied. Any run. If he gets a 4, it will be 8. If you get a 6, it will be 12. Except for buys and leg buys. So B1 players are key. If you have a brilliant B1 players in your side, you're pretty much in safe shore. In the league matches yesterday, we had Jipin Prakash playing a blinder of an innings. 66 runs he got, boundaries all over the place. It was excellent to watch from the commentary box. And they need an innings like that from Sharath Lal. Jinish with the wide. And that's another wicket. The wickets are falling like 9 pins here. Absolute mayhem for the Vikings so far. Wickets after wickets tumbling. Ajesh gone, Kamal gone. Looking a bit out and done. The Vikings, they definitely need a impactful innings here to make a comeback in this semi-final to qualify themselves into the final of the 10th edition Nawaz Nisar Trophy for the blind, tournament for the blind. We are, of course, in the Greenfield International Stadium, Trivandrum. It's a landmark moment for the CABK as well, who in the last 10 years have made significant changes in the landmark in the field of blind cricket in the state, picking up the cricketing field and raising it to next levels, raising the standards. And after a decade, here we are in the 10th edition of the Nawaz Nisar Trophy in the Greenfield Stadium. And the Vikings and the Strikers. The Strikers are all over the Vikings at the moment. Srijit is the man who replaces Sharat Lal. Sachin with that single. After 7 overs, it's 78 for the loss of 4. And that's a magnificent. As Sachin goes back dejected. And an absolute fielding performance. A great performance by the Strikers here again. Second wicket, and we will have a drinks break in this electric semi-final. We're back after the drinks break. Jinish, the captain, with an absolute splendor of a catch to remove Sachin. What a catch. Second of the day, Ajiyesh was also gone in the form of a catch. Another hit in the air will not be carried. Albin Ramesh is the new batter replacing Sachin. Anish MK is the bowler. And that will go for a boundary. A much needed boundary for the Vikings. They've been losing clumps of wickets so far. They need to get a move on and they need to post a big total to provide the strikers with any sort of challenge. So, those who are watching live on YouTube, we have a question for you to vote. Who is the most impactful opener? Jinish or Ajesh? Ajesh was actually caught early in this innings. You can comment on the YouTube channel live and let's see who gets the most votes. I will vote for Ajesh even though he hadn't made an impact. He hadn't made a contribution today, but I think I would vote for Ajesh. Such a class player. Let's see. Is it going to be Jinish or Ajesh? Who is the most impact opener for their side? That is an interesting question. The Vikings definitely looking for a partnership. The strikers looking to break this partnership and close this innings out without much of a damage. That is also played well, but will be fielded. And that's a dot. The strikers were on mark. They were right on point from the beginning. With the wicket of Ajesh, they were always already on the front foot. The strikers attempting for a run out. They get a couple of runs. After the 8th over, it's 87 for the loss of 5. Just 9 runs coming from the last over. Nitin TS is the new bowler for the strikers. The batter go through for a single in the first ball. It's Alvin on strike. He will definitely have to play an impactful innings. Someone will have to raise their hands up and say it's up to me now. I will have to do the work here. It was a mess and someone will have to clean it up. 5 down. Experienced campaigners already back in the hut. That's been connected by Alvin. But won't have the legs to go into the ropes. Will be cut off by the fielder. Just a single. That is connected again, but just a single. That's been struck well by Alvin, but again, not finding the gaps. The striker field is pretty much all over the Vikings at this point. That's what confidence can do to you. That would definitely give you the edge. When you're confident, you move around in the field and collect the ball, throw it quickly. When everything going right for you, it's a field day. Oh, that was a close call, but a single. So runs are coming in singles now for the Vikings. Just 5 coming off this over, 92 for the loss of 5. So this is a 15 over game here in the Greenfield Stadium, the semi-finals. 6 overs, how much could they get? Can they go at 10 and over, maybe 12 and over? That would be an interesting score. Not by any mean a small ground this is the biggest boundaries you could get in many of the grounds. So if you get 170 maybe. So out of the 15 overs, 6 over will have to be bowled by the B1 bowlers. And now Shailaj replaces Nitin TS. Actually bowled well in the previous over, getting just 5 runs. That has been hit in the air. And the Vikings batters are What brilliance! What brilliance in the semi-finals from the strikers. Excellent stuff. Oh, setting new standards. That is what it's all about in the All Kerala cricket tournament for the blind, the Nawaz Nisar Trophy, and setting the standards indeed, the strikers. What a piece of fielding that was. Shailaj with a beautiful cotton bowl. What is going on for the Vikings? They were brilliant yesterday in the league stages. I think the wicket of Ajesh put an immense amount of pressure on the batters to come, and what display of fielding. We have to just admire this. What 3 catches so far, and that includes Ajesh and Sachin, 2 key men, and now the third. In the form of Srijit. Excellency all around from the strikers. Striking at the crucial time. Because if Vikings were allowed to get away with it with a big partnership, they could still end up with a good total, mind you. But 6 down is always pressure. A pressure just mounting on you. And Shailaj continues. And they won't get a run. Single, not even a single. It's a dot. So the next semi-finals will be between the Lions and the Battalions. And I'm looking forward to that match. Fair enough. I am also a Lion player myself, so could be. I think I'm allowed to be a bit partial. So struggles it is for the Vikings so far. They're treading their way into a good total. What could be a challenging total? That's the question. Maybe 150, 160. Considering the start that they had, I think they will be happy with that. But I think they needed at least 180 because the strikers do have a formidable batting lineup. That's an excellent over. The strikers are kakahoo at this point. They're absolutely over the moon. And why wouldn't they be? What performance on display. And what a day. What a performance to begin the semi-finals. Mouth-watering contest here between two great teams. The Vikings, of course, pegged back by constant wickets. But that doesn't mean they're a bad side. They could definitely come back into the game, claw back into the game with a beautiful bowling effort. They still have a few overs to go. So Shahul B2 is in for another over. He bowled well previously. Taken a single in the first ball. So those who are watching the game live on YouTube can also be a part of this. Share the video with your friends. Let everyone know. Sharing is caring, and rightly so. So you can be a part of this great historic moment as well. Share this video, like, interact with the video, get as much as interaction as possible. And the more, the merry, they say. So more viewers means more coverage for this great event. So you can do your part as well. And it was all strikers. They're just coming back, the Vikings, at this point, and a much needed one. They need plenty of these to make a good total out of this one. So it was a B1 player who got it, and it was an overthrow. So it will be 10 runs. Now that is what I said early. if you have a B1 player and if he gets a big one, now that's going to really hurt you as a fielding side. 10 runs in one ball. Excellent. So, if you're wondering how that was 10, they ran 2 and the overthrow costed 4. And as I said earlier on, if a B1 player gets 4, it will be multiplied. So you got 5 and it got multiplied. And that was 10. Just tucked away. Will only be a single. Which will be multiplied as 2. Because it was a... That was hit well. But again, didn't have the power to cross the... Wow, what a throw. What a throw! And a wicket again! Third run out, 3 catches. The strikers, well, I'm running out of words to describe what's going on in the middle. And it was a skipper again, Dinesh. Causing another run out. He is causing mayhem in the Vikings camp. And the Vikings are just bowing down in front of the strikers. They have no other way. Absolute brilliance, as I said earlier on. We will definitely have to get the captain here for a chat after the innings. This is next level stuff. We actually see catches being dropped in normal cricket. Usually makes me mad, but today 3 brilliant catches were taken. That is the brilliance of this great tournament. I always comment, in whenever the club matches and stuff are going on in my, places. I usually like, hey, dude, we end up catching great catches, and how come you drop those? So like, yes, excellent cricket in the All Kerala Blind Cricket Tournament, the 10th edition. So after the end of the 11th, it's 108 for 7. Just 3 wickets left for the Vikings. It's all going south for them. They definitely have to get someone to step up and put some runs on the board. They definitely need to have a... And you will also notice, to those who are not aware, you will see the wicketkeeper clapping behind the stumps. That is to provide the B1 bowler the direction to aim at. That's the audio cue that is being provided by the wicketkeeper behind the stumps for the B1 bowler to aim at. Also, you will see the wicketkeeper instructing the bowler to position his hands in certain ways. It's a Sojan on strike, Nitin TS to continue. And a wide being bowled. And they have to definitely reduce these extras. They've been excellent. They've been absolutely magnificent in the field, the strikers. Commendable performance. So we had a question that we asked to the YouTube what people that are watching on YouTube. Who is the more impactful opener for their team? Is it Ajesh or Jinish? You can still vote in the channel. Just comment on the live stream whether it's Jinish or Ajesh. I'm definitely looking forward to the result. I think it's gonna be Ajesh, but I don't want to impact the result. We'll see what it's gonna be. What the fans say. Another another attempt for a run out. What is going on in the middle? Another run out for the Vikings. They are just throwing out their wickets like it's cake in a celebration. And a run out. Another man makes his way back into the pavilion. The strikers. The strikers. What can we just say about them? Been absolutely electric. And the most interesting part about this is that all the wickets, almost all of them, were run-outs and catches. You know, fielding is important. Catches win you matches, they say, and definitely that happened today. You know, Ajesh and Sachin, you cannot ask for better wickets than that. And in the form of a catch, you'll take it every day. You have to take it every day. And that is the pressure that has been put on the Vikings by the strikers. And it's not just the catches, it's also the run-outs. I think it's the fourth one, the run-out. I'll definitely have to look at that. Fourth run-out. Excellent stuff this is. So Sayand replaces replaces Abhin Aravind. So now what would they be looking at? What will be the final score? Can they get to 130 maybe? 135? May not be enough, but they definitely cannot look at 160, 170 now and lose more wickets. They just have to play a bit of a conservative cricket here. They don't want to lose these two remaining wickets. That's going to be more problems for them. They don't want to get bowled out in the 15 overs. That's been struck well. But again, the ball simply not having the legs to travel. That's been the case most of the innings so far. The strikers, fielders are being electric throughout the innings. Excellence. Excellence is the word I think that we can use to describe this commendable performance, this brilliance by the strikers in the field. That's wide. The second wide. This is the last ball of this over. They want to minimize the extras. Strikers. We've been talking about their fielding effort. They definitely don't want to ruin it with extras. That has been played well. Oh! Just short of the fielder. So after 12, it's 117 for the loss of 8. So will they be looking at 140? 3 overs, 30 maybe? It's the wickets, isn't it? 8 wickets down. That is always going to be a challenge. If you had wickets in hand, maybe you could aim for like 15 runs in an over. 15, 16 would easily get them to 48 or even 50 runs in 3 overs. And that would have put them in a steady position and would have given them some confidence heading into the dugout to prepare for the second innings, but it's the wicket, 8 down. And Shailaj, who actually bowled brilliantly. A maiden and a wicket is a previous one. Also accounted for a cotton bowled. So he comes in, and a right decision by the skipper. Shailaj was in form, bowled well, a maiden bowled. So you have to get your gun bowler. And Shailaj just didn't get a hold of it. And another attempt for a run out, but they didn't succeed. The batters now not looking to take them on. No run taken in the first ball. Another dot to continue. So this is excellent bowling from Shailaj. His last 8 balls yielded no runs. Excellent stuff this is from Shailaj. Another hit. Another dot. 9 dots from Shailaj. 9 dots. 1.3 overs of no runs. And this is a 15-over game. Shows you how brilliant these strikers, bowlers, and fielders have been. Special effort, a special mention should be made to Shailaj. Another dot! 4 dots in a row from Shailaj. He is making bowling look so easy today. Oh, what a day the fielders and the bowlers are having. What a field day for the strikers. They already are having a foot in the finals. Finally, a run is being taken on Shailaj's bowling. That's a single. 10 balls was it took for the batters to score a run against Shailaj. That is brilliant. Shailaj tried to sweep him up. Didn't even get a hold of it. Another dot from Shailaj. What is this? Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. A bowler could always dream of this every day, but not a lot of time he would achieve this feat. Just one from this over, and a maiden in the previous over, having an economy rate of 0.5 into. Can you imagine that? I always said this. If you had a fantasy app for the blind cricket, that's gonna be interesting. An interesting question would be how many people would be picking a B1 player as their captain in a fantasy game? Because if a B1 player gets a wicket, and if there is a fantasy app, that will be 100 points. Because 25 plus 25 is 50, and if you have a B1 player as a captain, that's going to be 100 points. Maybe in the future we may have fantasy games and stuff. Oh, that would be interesting. But the only question is going to be there's going to be a lot of all-rounders to pick from. And a lot of wicket keepers as well. But that's going to be interesting. One day, maybe in the future, we will have it. So the skipper coming into bowl. The 14th. Got a wicket early on. Also accounted for a run out. A catch. That is being connected well. Looking for a couple. But decided against it. They definitely don't want to see another run out. So only a single. That is the pressure, isn't it? If you lose 4 wickets in the form of run out, you definitely don't want to lose more, especially when you're 8 down. That is being played well, but being fielded again. It's almost like there are 20 fielders fielding in the ground for those strikers. The Vikings are not getting away with anything at this point. It happens, isn't it? Sometimes when the batting side is in form, you would feel like there is only 5 players fielding in the field. everything goes for force, but when the fielding side is on song, you'll feel like there is 20 men fielding in the field. Nothing goes into the gap, everything goes into the hands. Such a day of cricket that you could have in different days. That's the greatness of cricket, isn't it? One day you could be on the moon, one day you could be down and are beaten. But coping with the situation and getting the best out of you in any sort of situation is the key, isn't it? Especially in a big stage like a semi final. Jinish bowls it again. Well, another dot for the Vikings. The dots are just mountaining up. So it's 124 for the loss of 8 now. After the 14, 124, so they might be looking at maybe 135, but I think even that is a little too far, considering the last 2 overs haven't gone for a single boundary. This over from Genies was also great. Chailaj was also bowling absolutely great. I mean, come on, 2 overs, 1 run. That is breaking the backbone of the batting team. And to bowl the last over, Abhinav. And it's been connected. Will they look for a second there? And will get the second. Moves on to 126, the Vikings. The fans and the teammates will be cheering them on. The Vikings, they need something on the board and they realize it. They definitely know that 130 is not going to be enough on this ground. Though if you have the brilliance that the strikers had in the field, you could definitely win this. That's been connected well. That is still going. And a boundary from the B1 batter. That is what the doctor ordered for the Vikings. 8 runs on the board. So they're definitely finishing on a high here in the 15th over. 134. 136 now. 136. So now, that is a big one. As I said, a B1 player, you cannot rule them out. If they get a 4, that is 8. If they get a 6, game can change in a blink of an eye. In the blink of an eye. Look at that, 8 runs in one ball in any form of cricket. You would be just salivating for that kind of result to go in your way. And that is what a B1 player can do for you. If you have a quality B1 player, no one even comes closer. 136. That was also connected well. And straight to the fielder. Just dot. Crucial dot. The B1 player is on strike. That again. Straight to the fielder. Nothing taken. Straight to the bowler. That was
ജീവിതം വഴിമുട്ടുന്ന വേളയിൽ ചിലർ വ്യത്യസ്ത വഴികളിലൂടെ മുന്നേറുന്നു. എങ്ങനെയാണെന്നോ? അവർ വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു ബ്ലൂ സോച്ചിൽ. ഇനി കയ്യിലൊതുക്കൂ ഓരോ അവസരവും, വിജയിക്കൂ ഓരോ തവണയും. വെറും ചിന്ത പോരാ, വേണം ബ്ലൂ സോച്ച്. മുത്തൂറ്റ് ഫിൻകോപ്പ്, ജീവിതത്തിൽ മാറ്റങ്ങൾ വേണ്ടപ്പോൾ.
कुछ लोग जिनकी जिंदगी जब अटक जाती है वो राह बदलकर आगे निकल जाते हैं. पूछो कैसे? क्योंकि वो करते हैं ब्लू सोच. अब पकड़ो हर एक मौका, जीतो हर एक बार. डोंट जस्ट सोच, करो ब्लू सोच. मुथूट फिनकॉप, जब जिंदगी बदलनी हो.
Navio Shipping, a brand to reckon with, has emerged as one of the leading shipping and logistics companies and the choice of customers. The seed was sown in the year 2014 at Dubai by 4 professionals and friends from the trade. 6 months hence, it was extended to India under the leadership of Ajay and Biju, who have been friends for over 2 decades. The striking feature of this startup was the values and the culture they closely held and their compassion for their people. It has been a people's organization from the start. Ajay, who holds the position of Managing Director and CEO, has been a commerce graduate from Sacred Hearts College, Devra, while Biju, Joint Managing Director and COO, specialized in post-graduation diploma in Business Administration from SIES Management School. Other than being thorough professionals, both have the sportsmanship running in their blood. Ajay would have represented Kerala state under different levels. He has played for under 22, under 19, under 17, under 15 cricket teams representing the state of Kerala. Biju, on the other, had been a multifaceted sportsperson, continuing with his marathon training regularly. On the occasion of the 8th anniversary, emphasis will be to consolidate the people, process and infrastructure, which will lay the foundation to dream big and deliver aligned to the Mission Lakshya 2.0.
Welcome back into the Greenfield International Stadium in Trivandrum. We are in the semi-finals of the 10th edition of the All Kerala Cricket Tournament for the Blind, Nawaz Nisar Trophy, and it's the semi-finals between the Strikers and the Vikings. The Vikings are put into bat first, scoring 138 for the loss of 8 in their 15 overs, and the Strikers will have to get 139. It was an excellency. It was excellency all over, excellence all over the field by the Strikers today in the outfield. Excellent stuff, brilliance all over the place. Extravagant catches being taken, quick runouts being scored, and now with the bat they will have to get the winning total and qualify into the final. On the other side, the Vikings will be looking for early wickets. Early inroads is what they need. Maybe get 2 or 3 wickets and maybe get like 2 or 3 wickets early on and get such pressure back onto the so can they do it with the ball, the Vikings? That is the question. For that, they need wickets. For the strikers, it's easy. Get 139 and book a spot in the final. It's that easy for the strikers, but nothing is easy, isn't it? A couple wickets here and there, you'll be in pressure. You will be thinking we have to get 139 in a big moment, a big game, and all of a sudden one brings two and two brings three, and you find yourself losing a lot of wickets. So the strikers will have to be careful at this point. Not one. They definitely don't want to lose any wickets early doors. So well played. Jinish and Shailaj are the two openers for the strikers. The captain Jinish himself had a field day in the field. He's off the mark. Is Jinish. That's a single. Shailaj is also underway. Sachin, the captain, bowling the first over for the Vikings. Can he get a few wickets here? Jinish is the skipper of the strikers. That has been played well. And that's the first boundary for the strikers. Just the start that they will be looking for. Both the openers trying to have a move on in the early overs, putting pressure back on the Vikings is definitely what they will be looking at. And these two openers are more than capable of doing just that. That is 10 from the first over. It's 10 without loss. Shailaj, who bowled brilliantly with the ball, is also doing well with the bat, with the boundary early on in the first over. Shailaj, that is also played well. That has been fielded in the deep. Gets a couple more. So Kamal to bowl the second. Didn't really play much with the bat. Can he make inroads with the ball? The Vikings would definitely want that. Not much the strikers, obviously. That's a single. Now back on to Shailaj. Jinesh having a watchful start. Shailaj, I think, is taking the aggressive approach. Again, played well by Shailaj. Will get on the non-strikers end. It's back to the skipper, Jinesh. Jinesh played it well, but there is protection. They come back for a couple of runs. Good running between the wicket with these by these two openers. Running between the wicket is always a key in this ground. There's there's a lot of pockets in this ground, deep pockets. You will see a lot of couples being scored. And that is being hit well for another boundary. Second of this innings for the strikers. And this time from the bat of Jinesh. So the both openers are looking settled. Both getting a boundary each. Another good hit from Jinesh. Fielded in the deep. And the captain will get a couple of runs. After 2, it's 22 for the loss of nothing. 11 runs and over is what they're going at. They're cruising along at this point. Vikings definitely need to get some wickets. They definitely have to get some wickets or something to go their way. Because if they let the striker batters go like this, this game will be over in maybe 10 overs or even less than that. So wickets are the key here for the Vikings. But for the strikers, it's easy. Score just like this, and the rest will just fall in place for you. So Sachin for his second. Shailaj gets a single. That is being played well by Jinesh. Will be fielded, just a single. It's back to Shailaj. I think Jinesh is trying to anchor the innings, carry his bat through the innings, be there till the end, and that's the right approach, I think, at this point. But he's still going at a fair clip. 15 from 9, the captain. That is being played well again by Shailaj. Fielded will get a single. So Shailaj is 9 from 6. Janish now 15 from 9. The strikers are striking well. That has been played well by Janish. So the fielders are on to the ball. Vikings will have to outplay the strikers in the field. They have to do a bit more better than what the strikers did, but I don't think it's easy. The strikers were being exceptional in the field. They utilized every opportunity that is being thrown at them, and that is what great fielding sides should do and would do. And exactly the strikers did just that, restricting the Vikings on to just 138. It's always a good thing, isn't it, when you fielded well, when you're fielding well, when you have bowled well, and you go back into the pavilion feeling refreshed, and when you come back to bat, you're in a good headspace. That's been well played. Another single. Being watchful against Sachin, not taking any risky options. They know that 138 is not a threatening target, so just a watchful approach by the two openers. Oh, that has been struck well. But again, there is protection. Will only be just a single. He will keep the strike. It's 29 for no loss after 3. Going at a good clip, the strikers, and they're not under pressure, isn't it? If they go like this, they can win. 150 is what they will get if they go like this, 10 and over. 150. They only needed need 139, so going just at the right pace. The strikers. Kamal continues. Another single. Kamal now bowling to Shailaj. He's got that well and used the pace of Kamal for another beautiful boundary. That was straight behind the wicket. Shailaj now unleashing his repertoire of shots. And this is an ominous sign for the Vikings. The two openers are now seeing the ball and hitting the ball, which means pressure for the Vikings. Another beautiful hit. That was some great sound of the bat, but straight to the fielder. A single from Shailaj. Back to the skipper. Kamal continues. It's a wide from Kamal. Janish plays that well. And another boundary for the strikers. So Janish and Shailaj is having a competition out there to get the most boundaries in the middle. Janish just continuing on along with Shailaj. Both ends are now well secured for the strikers. Both are scoring runs. That is the ideal situation for a team when both of their players are contributing at the same time. No pressure on a particular player. Both of them absorbing the pressure. And Janish and Shailaj both had a very good day in the field with the ball. And as I said, that would definitely have a reflection when they bat as well. When you're in a good headspace, everything goes in your way. So it's definitely going in the way, in their way. And the strikers will not mind it. That is being played well. Oh, fielded on the leg side. Just a single. After 4, it's 41 without loss. Going at 10 and over. And that is more than enough. So Sharath Lal to start the first over of the B1 quota. B1 bowlers will have to bowl 6 overs out of the 15. It's mandatory. The wicketkeeper will be up to the stumps, giving him direction. Sharath Lal, an experienced campaigner, can he provide a breakthrough for the Vikings? Jinesh actually have a history of getting LBW against B1 bowlers, so can he do it?
Hello. Hello.
Can Sharath Lal do it? That's a loud appeal. So a no ball to begin with from Sharath Lal. So it's Sharath Lal to Jinesh. That is being played well by Jinesh. A brilliant fielding effort. They need more of those in the field. The Vikings definitely need to be on the mark. They cannot lose the energy in the field. They just have to be on the moment. 1 wicket is all it takes. That's been well played by Shailaj for a single. So they're scoring at 10 and over. So they're not having any sort of pressure. They're rotating the strike, getting the odd boundaries here and there in good rhythm at the point. And that is all what they needed, really, the strikers. Another good hit this time through the offside. For another single. So 63 balls, 94s is what the strikers need at this point. And both openers still in. They definitely would eye their chances. Through the leg side this time for another boundary. So runs are coming thick and fast for the strikers. The Viking bowlers have no idea how to stop this onslaught from these two. To have any sort of chance, they will have to send these two packing. But the Vikings are not finding their way in doing it. Shailaj moves into the 20s with that from 11 deliveries. Now again through the leg side, will get a single. Gives it back to Jinesh, the captain. Jinish played that well. I think most of the power went to the ground, then hitting the ball. There was a big thudding sound, the bat hitting the ground. Gets a single. After 5, it's 51 for no loss. The strikers still going at 10 and over. Sayand comes into bowl, the second over of B1, a quarter out of the 6. Wickets is what the Vikings are looking for. They have to buy a wicket from somewhere. Who is going to provide the breakthrough? Or else this game will just be one-sided. The openers will not go without winning the game if you give them the chance. So if the game goes on till the 15th over, they definitely would win it. So the strike bowlers will have to bowl early. Bowled him! Right through his gate! Exactly what the Vikings needed. And the B1 bowler Sayand gives them the breakthrough. And the Vikings are elated with that wicket. Right through the gates of Dinesh. And that is the first wicket to fall for the Vikings. And as I said, Dinesh have a history of getting out to the B1 bowlers, and he continues it again. Usually goes LBW, but this time he's bowled against a B1 bowler. I have no idea why he always end up having that, but nonetheless, it's a wicket for the Vikings. And a much needed one. A breakthrough. Can they get a few more? They definitely do need to get a few more. But getting Dinesh early on is the right way to go. It's 51 for 1. Fai's B1 replaces the captain. It's B1 to B1. It's Sayand versus Faiz, the battle of B1 out in the middle. So what a wicket that was at the right time. They were cruising along the strikers, and at the right time, Sayand comes in and provides the breakthrough. Bowled him, and the Vikings now finding their voice. They have to keep the energy up, the fielders. Wicketkeeper will have to cheer them up. You're never out of the game. One brings two, they say. And they definitely have to get the 2 and the 3rd. If they have to win this, they cannot take this game to the 15th over, because if they do, that would mean the strikers would win this. So if they have any sort of chance, that's going to be by taking wickets. Sayant continues. See, this is what a wicket can do to you. They're all in mode. They're making the noise. They're just being around the batter, waiting for a wrong move from the batter to cash in on it. And that's a no ball from Sayant. Not what the Vikings need after getting a wicket in this same over. That's a dot. A good comeback after bowling a no ball. Wicketkeeper giving Sayant the direction to aim at. Well played, that one. Fielders chasing after it. No run taken. Excellent over this from Sayant. B1s are actually stealing the show in this series. 50s, wickets, and being a B1 player myself, it's always a great thing to watch. Sayant balls are wide. Just after I praised him for his bowling. Hopefully not a commentator's curse. Hopefully bowls out now. Else I'll have to be. Always happens, isn't it? You say something and the bowler or the batter does exactly the opposite. Plays well. Played well. Another dot. After 6, it's 54 for the loss of 1. So a great over from Sayant. That was the over that Vikings actually found their voice back, getting rid of the captain, who could have been absolutely damaging. You know, if he gets settled, Jinesh could take the game on his hands. So that was a great breakthrough that they got, and they have to continue with the momentum. Maybe get a few more wickets. Ideally, the wicket of Shailaj. But even if they get Faiz out, that would mean pressure on the Viking strikers. So Sharad Lal starts with a single. Gets B1 on strike. It's Sharad versus Faiz again. Another battle of B1s. The great battle of the B1s. It has to be. Who's gonna come on top is anyone's guess. Let's see. They steal a run there. A leg by. So keeping the runs moving is just the right thing that the strikers have to do. They should not be feeling the pressure of losing the captain. Since it was a leg by, that won't be multiplied. It will just be a single. It was a leg by. Stealing every run that's on offer. Oh, that's been played well. I think it also was a bit of a ground shot. He hit the bat on the ground, so didn't really get the power. Just a single. Shailaj is still there. That's positive for the strikers. They really are doing good. Just loss of 1 wicket. 9 still in hand. Going at a good clip. We're of course in the semi-finals of the 10th edition of the Nawaz Nisar Trophy cricket tournament for the blind in the Greenfield International Stadium, the iconic stadium in Trivandrum. Such a field day this is for both the teams, but more it is for the strikers than the Vikings. The second semi-finals will be between the Lions and the Battalions. The Battalions actually winning both their games yesterday in good form. Can they continue the winning streak, or will the Lions put an end to it? That will be on show after this match. Another no ball, this time from Sharad Lal. B1s are bowling a bit of a no balls here. I don't know why. Perhaps missing the crease. Yep, missing the bowling crease. Happens, I think. I was actually thinking, the B1s actually have no idea of knowing where the crease is, and maybe new changes, if possible, could be made where the B1 bowlers could feel the crease or something. Innovations always is a good thing, isn't it? Because you always will have to be worrying about the bowling crease. The B2 and B3 could spot the line. That's been played well. Straight to the field. Oh, an unnecessary overthrow from the fielding side. This is what the strikers didn't do. But the Vikings are not keeping up to the standards. And the overthrow resulted in another run, and since it was a B1 player, that's a 4. That will be counted as a 4. So that is the problem here. You give extras, you give unnecessary runs through overthrows, and you'll be looking down the barrel. A really excited appeal. Was a dart. The umpire turned down the appeal. After the 7th, it's 63 for the loss of 1. So Sayant coming back for his third consecutive over for the B1 bowlers. A total of 6 overs will have to be bowled by the B1 bowlers. And Sayant for his second. Sharad Lal bowled well, despite a few no balls. Actually one. Sayant was the another one that actually bowled a no ball in the previous one. Plays it straight, does Shailaj. For nothing. So, the most impactful opener. We've asked the YouTube viewers to vote on who will be the impactful opener. Actually, I said Jayesh. Allowed appeal. Another wicket for Sayanth, and it's a clean bowled. Sayanth coming into the rescue act for the Vikings, and he gets the second breakthrough. Oh, he is right on target, is Sayanth. Cleaning up the batters. And both the openers are now back into the pavilion. Shailaj, after having a promising start, fell to the brilliance that Sayanth was showcasing. A brilliant piece of bowling from this B1 bowler. And it's bowled. Getting through the gates of these magnificent big hitters is definitely an achievement. Now the strikers find themselves in a bit of a trouble. If you're watching this game live on YouTube, you can be a part of this historic moment as well. Share the video, like and comment, share your views, and get this video to more people. Sharing is caring, they say, and rightly so. Be a part of this by sharing this video with your friends, getting the words out with more people. The more support, the better it is for blind cricket in general. So, get into action. You could be a part of this as well. Get people to watch this video, get more interaction, share with your circle, friends, or family. Get into the act. So a drinks break to get a bit of refreshments in the players' veins. Getting some electrolytes, perhaps. Energy drinks. Water. That's the best energy drinks, isn't it? Energy drink. 2 wickets now, both falling to Sayanth as we get back the first ball after the drinks break. Akshay is the new batter for the strikers. Had a brilliant catch being taken in the earlier innings. Sensational from Akshay it was. He definitely will have to play a part with the bat for the strikers as key players from the team is already gone. That's been well played. And that's a boundary for the strikers. So after losing both their openers, These two will now have to get into scoring, and Akshay have done exactly that. So a good start for Akshay and strikers. The fans and the crowd, the team members are now getting their voice back. They've been jolted by that 2 wickets by Sayant. Takes a single. A good tactics after hitting a boundary. Get off strike. Get a bit of a breather. A battle of B1 it is then. Sayant to Faiz. And a single taken. That is been multiplied as 2 because of Faiz scoring it. And Faiz keeps strike. 8 overs, 72 for the loss of 2. They have slowed down a little, but still right on target. So they're bowling out the B1 bowlers. Sharad Lal for another over. Coming in for his second. Sayant have already bowled a 2. And both of his overs accounting for a wicket. Key wicket, that is. At the same time, the Vikings were 87, but for the loss of 5 wickets. So that's the difference. 15 runs difference, but they lost too many wickets. 5 of them to be precise. Starts with the wide, Sharad Lal. A second wide, that was from Sharad Lal. A bit of an exercise, stretching exercise for the umpires to do. Consecutive wides from Sharad Lal to start this over. Now 74 the strikers. 13 behind Vikings at the same stage. Another overthrow going for a boundary. This is chaos from the fielding side. Just the opposite of what we've seen from this the strikers. The Vikings are being absolutely disastrous in the field. 10 runs in one ball. And that is the same situation that happened in the first innings as well. Just 2 runs, just a single, and the overthrow causing 4 more. And as a B1 player, that will be multiplied. So 10 runs in one ball. That is the disaster that you could never ask for in a chase like this, in a defend like this from the bowling side. 10 runs in one ball, that to an overthrow. You have to be precise. You have to get the covers right. Always have fielders covering. Should not let the pressure get through you. That could always destroy any sort of chance that could be coming your way. So they have to be on the mark, the Vikings, if they have to have any sort of chance in winning this game. Now the situation is neck and neck. Another strike, that was but we'll find the fielder. Akshay getting a single there. Imagine you only need 10 runs and over to win it. To lose it, actually, from the bowling side, and you give away 10 runs in one ball. That's like giving Christmas cakes. That's Christmas come early, I would say. Party mode, this is for the strikers. It looks like 2 more runs on the board. The B1 gets a single. Runs are coming thick and fast after a bit of a jolt by Science. Played well by Akshay. Will be fielded though. Another single taken. So running between the wicket is been on the mark. Loud appeal and a attempt for run out. The attempt to run out the batter. Not to be. Sharad Lal. Sharad Lal, another wide. Just the last ball of this over. Have to reload again. Faiz is on strike. 15 balls, 18 runs is what Faiz have managed to get so far. Sharad Lal to continue. Faiz keeps the strike with a couple of runs. The single multiplied as 2. Okay, he'll keep the strike. End of the over. 92 for the loss of 2 after 9. Now they're scoring at 10 and over now. They were slowed down a bit, but now right on target. So 6 more overs to go for the strikers, and Vikings will definitely be looking for wickets. The strikers will be looking to finish this game off. And looking at the game, you would say this is more like a strikers game than a Vikings game. 8 wickets in hand, 6 overs to go. Neck and neck this is after 9. The Vikings were also at 92, so the same situation, but less wickets for the strikers. A single taken by Faiz, which will be 2 runs to the total. Ajesh is the new bowler. That has been played well by Akshay. Will be fielded. Will they look for a couple of runs? And they do. Couple of runs onto the total. So 96 at the moment, the strikers. Ajesh, a valiant all-rounder. Can he provide a wicket or 2 for his side? Because it's now going one-way traffic in the strikers' way. A dot ball from Ajesh. Played well by Akshay. A beautiful strike. Will be cut off in the deep. Another single. Gets Faiz on strike. So it's Ajesh versus Faiz. Faiz is on 22, playing impactful innings here. Another wide from Vikings. When they have a low score to defend, wides are your enemies. And also no balls. So Vishnu, RR and Anish are the two umpires we have for the game. Doing the hard work out there, officiating the game is not an easy task. Both the umpires are right in the middle of all the action. And the scorer sitting beside me is Umesh, who is also doing a great job here with the scoring. You can also enjoy the live updates on Crick Heroes. And Umesh is doing the scoring here. Right beside me, right on to my left. He's doing a multifaceted job here. Talking to the umpire, scoring the runs, giving the commentators the updates. He's a busy man. He's Umesh. And the live action is going on still. After 10, it's 102 for the loss of 2. So 37 runs needed at this point for the strikers. And the team and their supporters would know that they have it in their reach. 8 wickets still in the kitty. You would think this is strikers' game, but crazy things have happened in cricket. Kamal to bowl a Kamal of an over for the Vikings. So a bowler can actually bowl 3 overs in this 15-over game, provided that there is also 6 overs for B1. In a 20-over game, it will be 8 overs for B1s. In a 15-over game, it will be 6 overs. Four overs of power play. So just over 7 runs and over needed now. 37 from 30. That's a great strike from Akshay. Gets a couple more runs. Cruising towards the victory here, the strikers at 104. And the Vikings are slowly feeling the pressure here. They kind of know at this point, less noise in the field and less energy. It's been sucked out of them. The energy being pulled out of them by the strikers with the performance that they put on display for everyone to admire at. Brings Faiz back on strike, does Akshay with a single. That is hit well by Faiz. 2 runs taken. Single, but a 2 to the total. Akshay this time played well. Will they look for a couple of runs? Decided against it. Decided against it. Faiz will be on strike. If you're watching this game live on YouTube, if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, share, like, comment. You have all the options and get the word spread. More people, more coverage for this great event. So get into the act and get more people watching this excellency out in the middle. One more single added to the total. A couple more runs because of Faiz were the scorer. End of the over. He keeps the strike. After 11, it's 1-1-1 for 2. It's Nelson for 2. Will the Nelson strike? It's 1-1-1 from 1-1 overs. It's all ones. So will the Nelson strike? The only difference is the 2 wickets. The rest of them is 1. Let's see if the Nelson brings luck to the Vikings. Ajesh continues for the Vikings. Ajesh to Faiz. A dot ball to begin this over from Ajesh. Consecutive darts from Ajesh. Can he do a Shailaj with the ball? Maybe a bit too late, but better late than never, they say. Played well, Faiz. Gets a single. Oh, comes back for the second again. That means that is 4 runs onto the total. Shows you how dangerous a B1 player could be. 4 runs onto the total. And they're inching closer, the strikers. So a B1 player could finish this game off in 2 hits. 2 sixes from a B1 player would seal this game off. Done and dusted. Take a rest, go back and have an ice bath or something. Enjoy your day and enjoy the final later on in the afternoon. That's how impactful a B1 player could be. A dot from Ajesh. Oh, that's an unnecessary wide from the experienced Ajesh. Played well by Faiz. Takes a single, which will be 2 on the board. Gets Akshay on strike. Well played by Akshay, this one. But straight to the fielder. Shailaj doing the cleaning up work. Straight to him. Sorry, not Shailaj. That was on the batting side. He's not playing for the Vikings. He's playing for the Strikers. He got it mixed up a little bit. 21 needed now from 18 balls. That would mean 118 for 2. He's on the board right now. So Faiz now on 34, Akshay on 17. A loud appeal from the Viking side, more out of desperation. A dot to begin this over from the captain Sachin. Loud appeal. As I said, more out of desperation. They need wickets to perhaps try and pressurize them. They're not going their way. Consecutive dot that was from Sachin. A loud appeal again from Sachin. Another dot from Sachin. 3 dots in a row. 15 now remaining. 21 needed. If the strikers didn't win this, if the strikers failed to win this, they will be feeling gutted. Another loud appeal in the middle. And another dot from the captain. Captain's responsibility here. Taking on the challenge and delivering at the right time. 4 consecutive dots for Sachin. And Faiz is in pressure. Oh, connected that one. Faiz finally. Will be a single. So 2 runs in this over so far from 5 balls. Oh, this is getting closer. This is getting very closer. Closer than the strikers would have ever wanted to see this game. So definitely not good for them. 1 ball left. Can Akshay get a boundary? No, he won't. Oh, he connected that well. That is a boundary. So Akshay, watching Faiz struggle from the other end, decided to take on the challenge on himself and gets a boundary in the last ball. Still a good over from Sachin. 6 coming off it. 124 for 2. 15 needed now from 12. 15 needed from 12 now. You'd still say this is strikers' game. A couple of hits away now, really. They could actually close this game down in this over itself. But it will be Faiz on strike again, who have actually struggled against Sachin in the last over. So if they can get a few dot balls, or maybe even get the wicket of Faiz, they might believe in themselves to maybe make something out of it. So Ajesh now bowling to Faiz, where Faiz were able to connect that one. Will be a single. Gets Akshay back on strike, which would mean 13 needed now from 11. This is going the striker's way, unless there is one brilliance with the ball. This is going in one way. And by brilliance, I mean one heck of a brilliance. 1 in a million time. So that is a brilliant hit from Akshay. He have played that well and fine. Will only get a single though, as the fielder cuts it off. Gets Faiz back on strike. Can Ajesh bowl a few dots at Faiz? That's the key, because if Faiz gets a single, that'll be 2. Now 12 needed from 10. Allowed appeal. A dot from Ajesh. Oh, that's not what the Vikings need at this point. They're experienced bowler bowling a wide. Now 11 needed of 9. Running hard for the single, which would mean that would be 2. 9 needed now from 8. Nine from 8. Akshay on strike and plays it well this time. Akshay. Settles for a single. So now 7 balls, 8 runs. Faiz on strike for the last ball. Faiz keeps the strike with a single, which would be 2 runs onto the board. 5 now needed of 6. 134 now for the strikers. Touching distance away from the victory here. So 6 actually, it is not 5. 6 from 6 needed. So Sayan, the B1 is the bowler. Can he get another wicket? He got the 2 key wickets of Shailash and the captain Jinish. Can he get another pole here? Knock a few. Rattle the stumps. Sayan now to bowl 2 fives. 6 needed from 6 at this point for the Lions. For the strikers. Oh, that has been played well by Fires. Gets a single, which would mean 2 runs on the board. 5 balls, 4 needed. 4 needed now from 5. And Sayand got a hard task on his hand of containing the batters below 4. Wicketkeeper giving him adequate direction. Played well this time again from Akshay. Another single. 3 needed now from 4. And a right finish for the semi-finals. A close game is always what you look for in a thrilling contest like this. A perfect end to an exciting contest between 2 great sides. And now 3 needed of 4 deliveries. Exciting finish served up for everyone by these 2 teams. And everyone is on the edge of their seat. Anything could happen at this point. A wicket could tilt this game. Oh, that is wide from Sayand, which makes it even more easy for the strikers. 2 now from 4. That makes it a lot easier for the strikers now. Just 2 or 4. You would say the strikers have almost at a foot and a half on the finals. Just 2 needed, a couple runs away from qualifying into the finals. Loud appeal. A run out attempt. It's all going on and it's been given. They get the breakthrough at the end, the Vikings. This game is never short of dramas. And it's Akshay, the man, who have to walk the long walk back into the dugout. This game is not ending yet. Akshay is the man to get out. This game was full of fielding brilliance. Despite a few errors from the Vikings in the field, there was a lot of fielding efforts in this game. Actually, it was the fielding which made this game interesting. Strikers were exceptional. Now Vikings showing that they are not bad in the field as well. A beautiful throw in pressure situation, crunch moment to hit the stumps is a great achievement. And they get the big fish in Akshay. Shahul Hamid, the B2 player, walks into the middle to finish the game off for the Vikings. So the strikers. 2 now needed of 3. And he will be on strike. The new batter on strike, Sayand, had picked up the big wickets so far in this game, Sayand. The wicketkeeper giving him adequate direction. They don't want a wide or an extra. Played well by Shahul Hamid. A boundary to finish this game off. And the strikers struck their way into the final of the 10th edition of the Nawaz Nisar Trophy cricket tournament for the blind. They've been exceptional in the field. They've been great with the ball, and they've proven themselves with the bat, and rightly qualified into the final. The first team to be qualified to the final. They will be going back and looking the next game closely. Whoever wins the second semi-final will face the strikers. Yeah, exceptional game it was. There was everything. Drama till the end, and a right contest in the great contest. The semi-finals, a big stage, a big match here in the Greenfield International Stadium in